Hello, my name is Mary Stanley and I'm a writing tutor in the Teaching and Learning Center. And today I'm going to offer you some tips for having good grammar in your college papers. So there are some tips that you can follow to avoid having grammatical errors that are often distracting to your instructors when they are assigning a grade to your paper. Even if you've covered the content that the teacher required, even if you have properly documented all your sources in the correct format, and even if you have good supporting details, grammar errors can cause your paper to be less successful and can cause your grade to reflect on that. So if you have some grammar errors in just a few minutes of time, you can go through and correct some of those just by following these 7 tips. The first thing you can do to watch for grammar errors is to read your work aloud. Many times our ears will catch errors that our eyes don't see. So read your paper aloud, listen to how it sounds, and if something doesn't sound good, then chances are there could be a grammar error. You also want to watch for commonly misused words. The following list contains just a few of the words that students often misuse, and many of these your spell checker won't pick up on. Accept and except, affect and effect, elicit and illicit, there and there, than and then, the 3 twos, your and your. So if you can watch out for these errors, this will hopefully save you a few points on a paper. You also want to make sure that your subjects and verbs agree. If you have plural subjects, you should have the plural form of the verb. If you have singular subjects, then you should have a singular form of a verb to match. You also want to avoid unnecessary I's and U's unless specifically required by the assignment. Most teachers will want papers to be free of personal input with pronouns like I and you. And if you have those in your paper, and especially if you have used both of those in your paper, you want to try to avoid that and go through and find a different way to say those things without the I and without the you. Again, unless your specific assignment requires. You also want to maintain consistency of verb tenses. So if something is written in the present tense, you want to keep it in the present tense. If it's written in the past tense, you want to keep it in the past tense. In this example, she took her dog to the vet. This is an event that clearly happened in the past. The doctor gives Sparky a shot. This is a present tense verb, so we have a mix of present and past tense here, and we want to keep it consistent. So we would change the word gives to gave to make it correct. So it would read, she took her dog to the vet. The doctor gave Sparky a shot. You also want to look for run-ons and fragments. Run-ons are sentences that are joined inappropriately with a comma or don't have any punctuation at all. And then fragments are incomplete sentences. So if you read each sentence individually, and if a sentence sounds like it's going on too long, chances are you may have a run-on. If the sentence doesn't make sense by itself, then it may be missing one or more parts and you may have a fragment. Your grammar check on your word processor will pick up many of these errors. Even though it may not tell you exactly how to fix it, it does help identify them. So you can solve some of those problems just by running the grammar checker on your word processor. You also want to avoid stylistic errors such as slang, sexist language, and too direct introductions and conclusions. It's very tempting for students to say, in this paper I will tell you, or in this paper I will explain. Avoid those if you can. And then the same with conclusions. Many times students will say, in conclusion, or in summary, or concluding this paper, and those types of things are generally to be avoided. Also, you want to avoid using slang. There are plenty of words in the English language that you can use instead of using slang. For more tips on good grammar, you can see the Hamilton Education website, which there's a link to on your screen, and the Cengage.com, which is a textbook website that offers good tips for students in correcting their grammar. If you need more help with college papers, and math or computers or other classes too. The Teaching and Learning Center is a free academic support system for Owensboro Community and Technical College, and you can contact us at the numbers on your screen or at the email addresses on your screen, or you can see our webpage on the OCTC website. Thank you.